Hello, fellow Megatennists, and welcome to the first episode of Hello, fellow Megatennists. Since it's our first episode, I do want to introduce the host of the show, and we can say some things. Let's do our favorite demon and our favorite Megaten game. My name is LaRue. I like Bugaboo and Jack Bros. Here is Neb.
Hi there, I'm Neb. I'm just an internet guy. My favorite game is probably either Digital Devil, Saga, or Nocturne. My favorite demon is probably Beelzebub. He's a good guy.
And here we have Spider.
Hi, I'm Spider. My favorite game is either probably Nocturne or Strange Journey, and my favorite demon is Jack Frost.
And our last host, or potentially last host, Glib. Glib, here you go.
Okay, it's Glib. Favorite game is Strange Journey, and demon is Seraph. There you go.
So I do kind of want to talk about a lot of things in the Megaten spectrum. Before we jump into the big Smash talk, I do want to kind of cover a lot of the translation news. So I don't know how many of you guys have played Majin Tensei or SMT If, but those games are out. Have you guys tried them actually?
I've played the first Majin Tensei, but I haven't played If yet.
I'm in the middle of If right now. Actually, I'm in the Sloth Dungeon.
I'm not into either, so let me be the impartial observer. Why are people so excited for the releases of these translations?
You want an actual answer, or
That's sort of the point. Yes, that's why I asked the question.
well, I think it's mostly a meme, but so I don't really think people who want it If actually want to play it. But that's just me. He did want it.
I'm kind of in the same boat. I think that If and even more so Majin Tensei are just things that people want to exist in English, but no one really particularly wants to touch it. You could even get that in translator Tom's, like, he said it a lot on his Twitter that most people who decided to test Majin Tensei 2 gave up and said it was really boring. It was like one of the worst games they've ever played. And it's probably why he put Majin Tensei 1 on hold, because that was supposed to be his next project, but he's doing something else now.
See, so it's like a thing where they can't have it, so they want it. So that's where the demand comes from.
Probably.
It's nice seeing with If, anyways, what came before and how the series is built upon itself, and how it references back and forth between each other.
I know Luru didn't mention this, but I'm looking forward to Persona 2 on PSP.
What?
The translation.
Yeah. Eternal Punishment, I think it was.
Oh,
So
right.
There's a different
Yeah.
version of that on PSP that hasn't been available to the West. Is that correct?
Yeah, but it doesn't have the extra content.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the cat, basically.
I need
the
my
cat?
kitty.
It's like this extra dungeon. It features, I don't want to like spoil too much, but it features a character who relates to Nyarl. You know who I'm talking about.
Nyarlathotep.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not an HP.
I don't think that's even the right pronunciation. I just did it confidently. That's the trick.
You can call him Gnarly.
Gnarly
Yeah.
Bop Bop. There's an extra dungeon that features that and HP Lovecraft, and it just kind of like it's cool. I personally haven't played it. I've just kind of watched on Nico Nico. So
That is kind of an interesting thing. In the old games, they had some Lovecraft stuff, you know? Like, they had Cthulhu as one of the demons in one of them.
The female I'm seeing If also has the option for an Ultimate Guardian being Cthulhu.
Should bring that back. What are you guys doing?
well, I mean, I actually don't really understand the whole HP Lovecraft stuff existing in Persona. I don't know. Is it just because it existed in If?
Necronomicon, right, is the one.
Yeah,
What
that's
else do they
also
reference?
the same mythos.
What else do they reference in Persona 5 that has to do with that?
Yeah, I mean, I know. Okay, so then basically, it exists in SMT2, if, and then like just the Persona games, right? But predominantly in the Persona games, I don't really know why. I'm not really a huge Lovecraft guy, so I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Well, you know, Persona's on the menu. What else we got with Persona? They've got some hits coming out, right?
Yeah, Persona Q2 actually outsold Pokemon and everything else because it was a number one selling game of the week last week. Which I thought was
which Pokemon?
The Let's Go ones.
Put together or no?
Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu.
Oh,
yeah.
They split them up again.
So yeah, they do. Yeah, they split them.
They're still doing that, huh?
Yeah, and basically the only real difference is some Pokemon exist in one versus the other, and you have an Eevee that you can't evolve, but you can dress up, or you can have a Pikachu that you can't evolve, but you can dress up.
You can't evolve them?
No.
But can you dress up your characters in PQ too?
No, there's no. I don't think there's any dressing involved in PQ2, where you can get some exclusive demons that don't exist anywhere else. Or I guess Persona would be the correct term.
Which exclusives are there? Is it exclusive to just PQ2, or is it a pre-order thing, or what?
Yeah, they made new demon or new persona. They did the same thing with PQ, where there's like I forgot it like Picaro, and then what I don't know. I'm not good at pronouncing these names right now.
But Picaro, they're like weird, like tartan, like weird pattern versions of certain characters.
Yeah, if they like fell in some sort of like crazy Looney Tunes ink or something and got all weird.
It's like a Scottish ink, you know. Real tilt look to them.
Yeah, but to jump back to kind of what you were saying a second or like earlier, is that it's both of them combined. It didn't outperform it. It only sold like 12,000 less though, so that's pretty impressive. If you combine them, then I guess no, it didn't sell more than Pokemon, but it sold more than like all the games that were out recently.
So
yeah, that's not bad.
So it oversold each individual one, but not combined. I think that's fine. That's cheating anyway. Like just making two games, you can't do that. Come on, man.
Well, making one game but twice is really what they did.
That's not allowed.
But then the thing that kind of like makes it really impressive to me is just that if you compare that to the Persona 3-5 dancing, that when that came out in Japan, that did kind of like horrible actually.
Really? Persona. So they originally did Persona 4 dancing, right? Now they're doing 3 and 5 together. This is a very Pokemon move, splitting up the game into two different entries, right? And you're saying that did real bad? It was real rotten.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a combination of like just lack of interest in terms of what was actually given. So the not having a storyline, having it be really expensive, and then having like not people. Some of the complaints that we're getting here about the DLC and all that stuff, it's echoed, or I guess we're echoing the Japanese sentiment. But the overall sentiment is that these should have been free games that were on mobile that you bought the songs for, instead of the way they went about it, which is you're paying $50 for like nothing, just some remixes, which I don't particularly like, of songs, and then you buy a bunch of DLC for about the same cost of the game. So you're spending about $80 for everything just to dress up your character and play like a couple more songs, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like what, $24 for the music, and then $20 for the 5 costumes, and 20 for the 3 costumes, and then another 20 for the accessories.
Wow.
It's expensive.
That's a whole game right there.
And then,
have you guys played much of these, like the rhythm games? I've never even tried 4, and that's been out for a while.
I have not. I've played OS, and that's about it. And I wasn't really into the genre.
Yeah.
I might play 4 dancing after I beat 4 again, because I just got a Vita, and I play Golden again.
Okay.
See, I'm a big rhythm game guy. Like I love rhythm games, not necessarily like Dance Revolution, but a lot of handheld things, or just more actual drumming type things. So I love Taiko, Drum Master, and stuff. DJ Max. This game, or at least the first one, Persona 4 Dancing, plays a lot like the Hatsune Miku. Hatsune
Hatsune
Miku.
Miku.
See,
if you watch the Domino's ad, you'd understand how to pronounce it, but
or I'll say it wrong, and then someone listening will get so mad that they'll have to comment, and then that comment will generate more views.
Idea. Yeah, mispronounce stuff so you get more comments. That's actually a good strat.
But this game plays like that, which it's a pretty competent rhythm game. I think that company actually made Persona 4 Dancing until they went out of business, or they fell out with Atlas, or so at some point Atlas took over the development of Persona 4 Dancing. And I'll say that the gameplay is actually pretty solid for what it is. It's not the most challenging rhythm game. It's very, very simple. Even at its hardest modes, you have to turn on all the different modifiers to make it very difficult. And even then, it's not as fun as other rhythm games. So you have that already, like just a mediocre foundation. But what kind of made it a little better was that it had a story, not the best story, but it had one. It had story mode, and that was a good way to get you to play the game continually to unlock everything, because that was the only way to do it. Persona 3 and 5 do this weird thing where you don't have a story, or you have a semblance of a story. It's not a story mode necessarily. And it's just not as engaging. You have Persona 5, which has a great soundtrack in my opinion, but then a lot of the remixes are just kind of bland, which is a problem that Persona 4 Dancing had. And then you also have Persona 3, which had amazing music too. Maybe I just really like Shoji Meguro, but the remixes are just not good to me. They just sound so unlistened to out of context.
That's not a good thing for a dancing game, to have the music to be unlistenable.
And this is coming from someone who's played like DJ Max or some of these other ones where it just has like random J-pop that I've just never ever listened to and would never listen to, but I'll play it because at least it's entertaining gameplay wise. What's lacking in this Persona games is that yes, it's nice to kind of skip through memory lane and be like, oh, burn my dread, but then you're not even doing it like wholly. You're doing a remixed version, and it's not even the most engaging gameplay.
Well, that's unfortunate, but I guess it's got those hooks in there, right? Where people who are interested in the characters and story stuff, they'll at least have some kind of investment in it, even if they're disappointed by some of the mechanics.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I guess people will like that they'll see their favorite character dancing. And you can't choose the character. They're all pre-selected dances, so that's another kind of weird complaint.
Each song has an assigned like person to it. Is that the deal?
Yeah, and then when you get enough of a high score, then you can do this thing where someone else will come out and dance for a little bit, and then they'll leave for that. I think it's called Fever.
Is that like an assist, like in a fighting game? They just come out and dance a little bit?
Yeah, which it's kind of cool because sometimes it works because they'll be like, oh, that character with that character, and their interactions are pretty charming. But then, like, you can't even choose, okay, I want this guy to dance to this song, you know?
It's all preset, basically. That's what you're saying. It's not a lot of configurability in terms of who you see.
Yeah, which to me is a huge selling point in these kinds of games. You want to be able to pick a dancer that you like, change the clothes, and then have them dance to whatever song you want to play.
This game sounds kind of lame, to be honest. I might try it, I guess, but I'm not really. I'm gonna buy it full price, I guess.
Yeah, I would recommend playing them at some point, but definitely not buying them for $50 and paying $80 on top of that to get all of the extra content.
Yeah, that sounds predatory. But he's got a Vita now, he said, so he can get the old one. That's probably cheaper.
Yeah.
Get that half price. Speaking of Persona 5/Persona related news, what else do we have? Do we have anything interesting that happened?
No, there's nothing else new. That's the end of the
That's
podcast.
it.
That's pretty
End
cool.
of show.
Good night.
Finally.
Now, we have the I guess the biggest piece of news is Persona 5's protagonist, aka Joker, is appearing in Smash. You know, small role. You know, Nothing major.
And he's coming as the first DLC character in the first, what is it, the first like pack they have? Of
Yeah.
How many characters?
5 in this pack.
Okay.
Can someone explain the packs to me? Because I don't really understand them necessarily.
I don't either.
Let's turn to
The way the
our
pack
Smash
works is-
expert, Glib. Glib, what do you think about
let me see.
the DLC
I have the
practices?
setup right here.
Okay. We're turned to our live correspondent who has Smash open. He has
The pack is
application.
The pack is $25, but you can get each character. I think $5 each, and each character comes with the stage and like music. They don't say how much music though, so you might get a lot. Because I know like
Okay.
Cloud from Fantasy 7 has like 2 tracks, but like Castlevania characters have like a bunch of tracks. So I don't know for sure, but
Interesting. So we're not only getting Joker as a downloadable character for Smash, we're also getting a stage. What do you think the
Yeah.
stage is going to be?
I
think
Is it
it's
going to
hard-
be his attic where he lives?
Apparently the tracks are new too. They're not old remixes.
they'll probably be both, a mix of both probably. That's what I think at least.
I really feel like it's gonna be Mementos or the Velvet Room, if only because those are like super iconic Mementos for Persona 5 specifically, and then Velvet Room because it's just like indicative of the franchise, and they could just make anything and just make it velvet color or whatever. Blue? Is it blue? I'm colorblind. What is it? Blue?
It's blue, I think. Pretty sure
So
it's blue.
they're obligated to do Last Surprise, I think.
It would be really
Sure.
cool if they had the Velvet Room switch between each Persona game. So like you have like Persona 1 Velvet Room and Persona 2 Velvet Room, Persona 3 Velvet Room, stuff like that. That'd be kind of neat.
That'd be cool. I mean, let's see.
Smash does have transitionary stages, but I don't think they would do that. They'd probably
Neither
just
do
move
I,
on
but-
5.
Yeah,
It'd be cool
imagine.
though.
It would
But
be
what if it was like, you know, when you're playing Persona 5 and you're like doing different fusions and stuff, and they have like the executions and they're different? What if that was like the stage hazards? That'd be cool.
that would be kind of. Yeah, I mean, I'm not too familiar with Smash. I only really play it when I'm smashed. So
That's why it's called that.
You cracked the code.
But so okay, I'm a little confused about the. Okay, so you're saying $5 you get a character, one stage with that character and some music, or is it you buy the
Yes.
full pack and then you get like one?
The way I understand it is the music is tied to each stage. That's what I've seen online.
I think
from
so.
People.
I haven't tinkered with it yet, but I know from when I played Smash 4 on Wii U, was the two games are kind of similar. I would assume that's how it works, but I'm not 100% sure.
The pack functions as a season pass, I think.
Well, it depends if you get the pack or the pass. But the pass
Oh.
is the pass, yeah.
The
Wait, there's a
pass
season?
is a collection of packs.
Yes,
Each
that's the
pack
passes.
is a character, a stage, and all the songs associated with that stage.
Yes.
And contained within the pass are 5 of those. So each one is a pack. It's kind of stupid to call it that because it's just one guy. You know, it's not really a pack.
Not
You're not
yet.
going to sell a character and the stage separately. Like, why would you play on the Sonic stage without Sonic? What are you doing?
Well, I mean, maybe you really like Green Hill Zone, but you really hate Sonic and prefer Shadow or Tails. I would play as Tails. I hope they add Tails in, by the way. Then I might actually buy it.
He's the next
Smash.
guy. They announced him right after Joker. They said Tails is going to be in the game.
Not to burst your
Everyone-
bubble, but Tails is a spirit or whatever. They haven't said whether or not spirits are like means you can't be in the game or not. But if they can't be in the game, you're not getting Tails, bro. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, it would be redundant to have a spirits are like the assist things, right?
Kind of, but yeah.
Oh, actually, saying assist kind of makes it confusing. Their spirits are separate from assist trophies. Yeah.
But from what I've seen so far, there are no like spirits of actual characters. So I don't think he'll be a DLC character. I mean, they might change it. I don't know. But
So then,
so
does that mean with the inclusion of Joker, then we will get more things related to Persona as like spirits and assist trophies? We're not just gonna deal with Tsubasa from Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
Who is included
maybe?
as a sticker or something, right? She's not even an
Spirit.
assist trophy.
just spirit, yeah.
Oh, the spirit is like the sticker, character sticker. Okay.
Yeah.
So then potentially, because I know one of the things that people were really upset about with this announcement, it was weird because you know, as we were watching it, or as you guys are watching it, I was like at the gym. I was reading your guys' reactions, and then I was also like browsing Facebook and Twitter and stuff, and everyone's reactions were pretty consistent. It was either you were salty, you were super, super excited because Persona 5, or you were kind of just like, no, like some sort of weird in between thing where you were like salty, but you're also kind of like, man, at least it's better than nothing.
Yeah, what did you guys think? Because I didn't, I don't know, I guess I just didn't care because I didn't even think it was going to happen at all. But I saw a lot of disappointment, which is weird because I don't understand why people expected anything.
I was
Some
disappointed,
people,
but it was more because I was in the chat watching the stream, and my stream was delayed. So when I was watching the stream, I checked Discord, and I got spoiled like right before it happened.
Oh,
Rip. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm like in the middle for sure because I'm disappointed because I really wanted. Well, you guys already know I wanted Jack Bros or even at least Jack Frost, but the way I kind of thought that there was going to be some sort of Persona 5 inclusion is because Sakurai was talking about how great the game is or something in like 2 years ago, and that kind of made me think possibly that they're going to include him. But then I also understand that maybe he didn't even choose Joker at all; that it was a Nintendo decision or something.
yeah.
yeah. Oh, I know Sakurai tweeted a while ago that he said that I believe Nintendo picked all the characters and that they were already picked a while ago. So I'm not asking for any more characters.
Ugh, geez. I mean, that's fine. That just means that if let's say a great game comes out like this year or next year, then it's done. Too bad.
Well, they might make more passes. I mean, I don't know.
Because then this one is also called Super Smash Special or something in Japan. What is it? And it's called what, Ultimate here. Does that imply that there's not going to be any more Smashes and they're just going to keep adding on to this one?
they're
I
going to make
think
more,
Sakurai.
but this is like the compilation of every previous one. They should have called it Smash Penultimate, just to leave room for the future. But
I'm pretty
can't
sure
get
that
them all.
Sakurai said he doesn't want to make anymore anyway, but I think he said it more than once, so I'm not sure.
I don't think it's up to him.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's also true. Nintendo might make him come back.
they have a
Might
gun
just
to his head,
someone
dude.
else
Because
want it.
they did that thing where they announced what was it, the like Brawl or Melee without telling him, and then he was like, "Oh, I guess I'm making another Smash."
Really, that happened? That's funny.
Yeah, Google it.
I believe that for Brawl. Brawl was the very unpopular one. People were not a huge fan of that.
Look it up. Oh,
Yeah.
we're on the topic of Smash though.
Sure.
I was kind of disappointed with the Joker reveal because like they didn't show any gameplay. So I'm wondering if it's gonna be like Arsene or any of these other demons like Jack Frost or Pixie or something. I don't know.
Yeah. One of the things that I was
He
kind
would
of
have to have personas or something. He's not going to just shoot his gun the whole time. That'd be stupid.
It's going to be arson.
it
I
has
mean,
to be
like,
RC.
will it be just Arsene or other stuff?
That's the most iconic one, and it fits in with the theme of 5, so it's going to be him.
So one thing I was thinking is, okay, so the way they do the smash moves or whatever is like B is like their special thing, right?
Yes.
So then
Yeah.
in theory, B would be the persona summoning one, and like up B would be like, oh, I'm doing a slashing thing with RC. Down B could be like a Jack Frost comes out and does a
Yeah,
thing.
up B is the recovery move. That's how you get back onto the stage.
Oh, then maybe Pixie can pull him up. I don't know.
There you go.
I was just thinking that I guess like B would be the persona move, right? And then what would be the final smash then?
All out attack.
It would be an all-out attack, yeah.
Okay,
Probably.
I guess I'm done for not even thinking about that.
The whole squad would show up and they do that big anime thing, and then they'd all like be a silhouette and everyone would explode. That would be cool.
That actually
He's going to have a range too with his gun, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, and then
Yep.
probably some stealth going on with some, sneaky movement going on there.
Yeah, I mean, they have Snake in there. Snake has grenades and a stinger missile. They can give him a gun, but he's not going to have just a gun. That's the important.
But I think the thing is for that they can't use like actual guns. That's why it's not why Snake doesn't use actual guns. He uses like rockets and explosives.
Well, that's okay. He's using the air gun anyways.
That's true, I guess.
I guess he never uses a real firearm. He only uses grenade launchers and rocket launchers. That's a ridiculous stipulation, though, because a rocket launcher would cause way more personal damage than a pistol.
I don't know, man.
Is that like a Nintendo like censorship thing or what?
I think it's an ESRB thing, or you can use like actual projectile guns. Not projectile. I mean like ones with bullets, I guess.
That'll raise the rating or something then?
I think so.
Yeah, this is some of the things
that
that
it was
happened
DLC,
with Strange Journey's
DLC
cover.
is a rating.
What was that?
I know before that Bayonetta was DLC before. I know I think she would have raised the rating before. I'm not really sure now because Ultimate came out and I think that's like rated E still.
Yeah, doesn't she have guns? Does she not use guns in the whole game?
I don't think they're like normal guns though. They're like blue and like shaped weird and stuff like that.
They're like shoe guns, but they're guns. They shoot bullets.
I don't know, man.
Fire cartridges, whatever. All right, this is getting ridiculous.
But okay, so I mean, the other thing I was thinking is with Smash, they usually have like characters that are, what are they called? Echo fighters. Do you think there's going to be that for Joker then?
Probably not.
I think that he's a DLC character. He can't just be a copy of someone, right? No one's gonna pay $5 for that.
He won't be. They already said before that DLC characters won't be echoes.
What about Ken then? Or is Ken just included in the game? He's not DLC.
He's
He wasn't
included
DLC.
in the game for
already.
sure. Yeah, that's more excusable anyway, because Ken and Ryu are literally just copies of each other with a couple of differences.
One other thing I wanted to talk about in terms of this is that when they kind of announced it, there was like a lot of people saying that there's still a chance that we'll get mainline. What do you guys think?
I doubt it, but I like it a lot.
You mean mainline in Smash?
Yeah, I'm seeing like a lot of like weird Japanese memes where they just put the Smash logo over mainline cover arts.
I think that Nintendo would.
It's probably 2020 plus release date, so I don't think so.
I think Nintendo would prioritize marketing the other series that are coming out right now, but maybe because that's coming out soon, I guess. Like Fire Emblem and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, because they usually, I mean, it would make sense to me to include a mainline like thing just because I guess SMT5 was one of the most demanded Switch games for some time. I stopped keeping track, but at some point it was like 3 months or whatever in a row.
Yeah, the timing might be a little off because that game's several years away, probably. So
Yeah.
and we don't know anything about it. There's no characters like we know Odin is in it or whatever, and like Oni or someone.
I really hope that Odin is like temporary. That's like the worst Odin design. Well, actually, they're all
You
bad.
like the gold Odin?
Well, Soul Hackers is best Odin first off.
I don't like purple elf Odin. I'm not sure I like it. He looks weird.
Soul Hackers.
They're all kind of bad. The purple one is really bad because he's so like he's not even buff or he doesn't look like a leader. He's just weird looking.
He's like nude. He's just wearing a bath towel. It's like that's not cool.
Well, I mean, it's pretty legit when you consider that he's coming from a place that's always cold. He's so strong that he doesn't need clothes, I guess.
That's a real man right there.
I mean,
Design's more tradition than anything.
Is it traditional? Because I know Kaneko does that thing where he will base things off of like actual art. Is that what Odin is or no?
I'm pretty sure he's based off the Megami Tensei novels.
Yeah, I know I think the original one he did was based off the novels. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
They're all like different color guys, or nothing.
Which is probably an originally inspired design and not necessarily based on the myth.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
designs based on myth. People hate the new Zeus too, which appears in Strange Journey Redux.
I'm one of those people.
Yeah,
is that from Redux? That was from Apocalypse.
No, that's Redux. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't think he shows up in Apocalypse, does he?
No,
I don't think he's from Redux.
Zeus.
I think I saw him
Odin
before that.
does. I think you might be thinking about the new Odin. He shows up in both, or maybe just
Zeus was announced specifically for a Strange Journey Redux.
Oh, maybe I'm tripping then. I don't know. Don't look at me.
Who knows? Anyway, yeah, the new Zeus. Tell me your feelings about the new Zeus.
I like him. He reminds me of Danganronpa, so in my mind, that's Monokuma.
I'm not a fan of the split black and white life and death theme with Zeus. I don't really think it fits his mythology that well. I know they're trying to fit it in with the Harvest Dungeon, but I don't like it.
Yeah,
It's very bland.
It's supposed to probably mirror like Persephone because she's also split down the middle, but I think it kind of works because he's very bipolar. I don't love it because it's so unoriginal. It's like, whoa, he's got two sides. It's like, yeah, all the mythological characters do because everyone just made up stuff about them. So of course it's conflicting information, but Zeus in particular is pretty bipolar. So I personally think it's okay.
I don't know. I mean, he's
better than a ball of lightning, like his last stupid design.
Which game is the ball of lightning actually?
Soul Hackers.
I think that's Soul Hackers too.
Yeah, that's the worst. Okay, for sure. So if Glib says that that's a good design, then we know that we should never trust Glib.
Why are you hating on Soul Hackers, bro? I don't get it.
He deserves more than that. He's like charismatic. He's like funny and unpredictable, and they just made him into a circle that's really angry. That's not cool.
I would have liked like a marble statue or something. That would have been really cool for me, I think.
Imagine that ball of lightning seducing a woman. Like how?
It's like, hey, come here often.
But
okay.
I have to refute your claim that Zeus is bipolar. I think he's just either lusting or angry. That's it.
Well, he has a lot of really like weird idiosyncratic behaviors, like weird things he does that don't make any sense. Like he'll like travel in disguise. This is like a common theme with a lot of patriarchal, like in charge gods like Odin and Zeus and stuff. They'll go travel the countryside and like test people, and when they're like nice to him, he'll like reward them and stuff. He'll be like a normal guy. And then there's other times like where he just like totally fucks up Prometheus, like sort of like out of nowhere, just because like he did a good thing for humanity, and he just fucks him up. He like puts him on a mountain and makes him get eaten by crows and stuff.
Just
like,
his liver or whatever.
Yeah, but forever.
Just his liver.
Just his liver, but for the rest of time.
Actually,
it comes back, and then they eat it again. Like that's not cool. It's so.
You just roll over to the other side and protect his liver. He's such a dumb guy.
Yeah, what an idiot. Tell this guy to live his life.
Actually, come to think of it, like Prometheus' design is so similar to like old Odin. Just guy with a blanket or something.
Yeah, that design is kind of weird. Why is he so old? He's got like white hair and a beard and stuff.
Maybe because fire is like associated with wisdom.
I see it now.
But no, Zeus lame. I think that Zeus like going down to test people is like when Keanu Reeves is like sitting around, people think he's homeless or something, but he's actually like, he just wants to be like everyone else, so he just wears like rags or whatever.
Are you saying Keanu Reeves is a god? Is that your?
Yeah, look at his acting. He like no human can pull off those emotions or lack thereof.
Hey,
he's the one.
John Wick was a good film.
Yeah, but yeah, his best acting, the most emotion he ever put is when he was in Bill and Ted. Just saying.
That's probably true. That's probably a true statement. Have you ever seen Point Break? He's good in that.
No.
You should watch it. It's a classic.
Speaking of classics, Persona 5 spin-off domains. Want to talk about that?
That sounds like a really classic topic that had been discussed for time.
I thought you were going to say PlayStation Classic or whatever that was.
Oh, PlayStation Classic. I love how. Okay,
yeah,
so
let's talk about that first. How about you tell it? You noticed this first.
Oh.
It was really funny.
Oh.
Wait, no, I don't know what you're talking about.
Persona 2 on PlayStation Classic. You know the.
Yeah. What?
I thought it was 1 Revelation.
Persona 1.
Persona 1.
But tell me about the tweet.
Oh, okay. So I kind of hope that it was a joke, but Alice decided to go, oh, we have 3 new Persona games, and then the games that they've mentioned are the 2 dancing games and Revelations Persona. And I mean, in actuality, yeah, I guess it's there. It's new because no one's played Revelations Persona, especially not the horrible PS1 version.
Isn't that one they're porting?
Biggest Persona 1's my favorite Persona. I hate all of you.
Okay, I love Persona 1. It's my favorite Persona as well. But yes, the one that we have on the classic is the bad port, not the PSP version. Doesn't have Snow Queen or any of that stuff.
That is true.
And that's available on the PlayStation Classic, which no one has bought so far. It's a curious turn of events.
Remember when the Nintendo whatever came out and it was like sold out immediately and like you just couldn't get it anywhere? People were reselling it for like 3 times as much.
Yes.
Sony prayed.
Had less game. I mean, it had more games and was cheaper though.
Sony was praying for that. You could tell, and it just didn't happen.
I remember a local store here complaining they got 2.
They got too many PlayStation Classics?
No, they got 2.
Oh, they got 2 total.
Yeah.
Did they sell? Did either of them sell?
They probably didn't even hit the shelves, honestly.
Some say they're still sitting in the back room to this day.
Probably.
I'm sure the employees probably bought them.
I was working at Best Buy when the Wii came out, and I hid a couple under a shelf in the back and gave them to people I knew so they could buy them.
Wow.
Deceive other customers.
Snakery.
Yes. It was Christmas gifts. These weren't resellers. They were going to give them to their children, okay? Helping my neighbors out.
Oh, look at Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
I'm going to thaw out a neb.
Don't dare say that.
All I'm saying is, so this is a weird, I guess, like just diversion of that. Amazon has this thing called the treasure check, which is supposed to, be cool deals for things that you would buy on Amazon that are hot or whatever, right?
Okay.
Earlier this week they had a deal for, I think it was actually in reverse. Today's deal was Super Smash, and if you got it, it came with Mario cereal, which is everyone wants cereal, I guess. But Monday's deal was for PlayStation Classic, which I would say, yeah, okay, that's a good deal, but it doesn't come with anything. It's just the PlayStation Classic, and that would be a good deal if I didn't see it sitting on shelves everywhere I went. I feel like I've even seen it at Ralph's. I mean, I know I haven't, but it feels like it's just everywhere, oversaturated with these like games that no one particularly wants, and I don't know why it exists. Has it been hacked yet? At least is that a thing?
Someone's working on that, I'm sure. Like the SNES Classic came out, and then the regular NES Classic came out, and Hakchi came out, which is like this software you could run, and it would basically you could put any game you want on it.
Can you put
totally add to the repertoire, and they're going to do something like that with the PS Classic for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, because they're missing all the good PlayStation Classics. Like, where is Monster Rancher 2, for instance?
You should protest that Sony headquarters.
PS2 Classic, if you plug in your own keyboard, if you press escape, you can actually access the actual emulator and like do other stuff you can't do normally.
Oh, that's pretty good. I think I heard about that. That's pretty good. That's pretty crazy that they don't protect against those sort of exploits.
Maybe they did that on purpose because they knew that it was a bad product. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Also, the custom firmware is in dev mode right now too. So if you wait probably like a month, maybe a few weeks or a month, you might have it. You might have the custom firmware for it.
Yeah,
shouldn't be that long.
Maybe I'll just wait for the PS2 Classic.
I heard the controller was good though. So
yeah, I mean it's got some good stuff. It's got Tekken. It's messed up Tekken, but it's Tekken.
They're all power versions. I heard that. Shame.
Now let's talk about Persona 5 spin-off domain.
Talk about the domain name. So
the reason
this is a popular thing that people do is they monitor what domain names that various publishers acquire to predict what's going to happen next, right?
Yeah, and with these domain things, they've all been kind of like prophetically coming true. We've had the P3, P5, and P-Dance like domain names actually being used for Persona 5, Persona 3, and Persona Dance. Well, at least I guess those together. And then we also had PQ2 confirmed as well. That leaves what P5R and P5. Now I'm looking up again.
What does the R stand for, you think?
I think it stands for Ruby.
Redux.
I was gonna say like Reloaded or something.
Reload, yes. The other ones are P5U.
That's probably Arena or something.
You mean like Ultimax, like the other one?
Yeah.
Yes. So
Yeah.
the old one was called Persona 4 Arena Ultimax.
It was
Yeah.
called a lot more in Japan.
Right. It
But
had
It
a
was?
million words on it, sure. But
and
in
then
America, the only place that matters, by the way, it was
the
called
other
Persona.
name though, the other name is P5AG, which could be Persona 5 Arena Gatling. I don't know.
Gynax, something like that.
Arena Golden?
Oh,
Not, please not.
that's callback to Persona 4 Golden. Everyone loves that.
And then the other domains are 8, 9, and 10. So then they're not going to make a Persona 6, 7. They're just going to skip those, and we're just going to get 8, 9, and 10 apparently.
I think
That's
they
pretty
already had those earlier in the year.
Yeah, I think they did those before.
Oh, okay. Okay, sorry. Look at me jumping to conclusions. So then of those ones, the reason why it's interesting to me is because if we have a Sony product, I guess, more or less, because most of the games are on the PlayStation and whatever, but we have that character coming to Smash. This is why I want to bring it up. It wasn't just because I want to talk about a 1,000-year-old topic. If we have that character coming on to Smash, which, sure, it has like some weird characters like Snake and Sonic, but primarily like Nintendo like icons. Does that mean that one of these weird URLs could potentially be a game that's going to be made for the Switch? Or are they going to port like an enhanced version of Persona 5, call it Persona 5 Ruby or Persona 5 AG? I don't know what AG would be. And like that's going to be the Switch version or something? Because that's a logical step to me, I think.
Yes, I would think that's the stepping stone is you put him in there on Smash with no cost to you, really. You just get free marketing or whatever. And then you use that interest or whatever it's been generated to make some kind of port or whatever. Because it's only on PlayStation 4, right?
And
Yeah.
3. And
PS3,
3 if you really
Sure, yeah. It's been multiplied to 3. So yeah, that might be interesting. I don't know what exclusivity deals they have with Sony. I think that would be the clinch.
Yeah.
Because that's been a problem for some companies and some titles before is they sign exclusivity deals with these companies and then you cannot put your game anywhere else. So it might be a problem.
Yeah.
Also, porting that engine is part of Nintendo's responsibility too, according to Atlas, with their other ports, like they were talking about Nocturne and some of the PS2 games.
I wouldn't be
Interesting.
surprised if it came to Switch, but I wouldn't say it's certain yet. Because I know, like before, when Cloud was on when Cloud was on Smash or Wii U, we didn't get FF7 on Wii U either. I think we have it now on Switch, but I'm not so sure. But I wouldn't say it's certain for sure. That's it.
Well, let me just check for you right now. Okay, I'll Google it. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
fact check this. In the meantime, let's get into some wild speculation.
Yes, it's coming. It's coming out for the Switch. FF7. There you go.
They're just putting everything on the Switch, really, right?
Well, the reason why the Switch exists is to just basically be another option to play games, but at a slightly less quality way. So, what if you wanted to have a worse experience with Final Fantasy 7? Then yeah, you play it on the Switch because then you could play it portable on really like uncomfortable controls. And
Is 7 on PS4 yet though? I don't think it is.
not yet.
I don't think so.
Never ever. Never ever.
It's like Kingdom Hearts, guys. So you're not going to get the game until like 2030 or something.
Man, I was in high school when the trailer came out. That's so wild to me.
Kingdom Hearts is coming out pretty soon for Japan. I think February.
Yeah, but just think about
how long it took to get
there. They made so many like 2.5 or 1.5 final mix, super final mix. Like, I think that's like kind of his calling card is just taking forever to make a game.
I mean, to be fair, he's like spread really thin. They have him on like 3 projects at once.
There's more than one Japanese person in the world. Someone tell Square.
That's Square Enix though.
True.
They had
Yeah.
Tabata, but I think he's left too. Didn't Tabata just leave? He
I
was
know
working
that.
on he was the director for 15 after Nomura left it. I think he left for his own company. He made a new company and left Square by itself. I think they canceled the DLC for 15 too.
Didn't know that.
I'm not sure though, 'cause I don't play 15 anymore. Let me see. Look it up.
I heard about the DLC canceled for 15, but I didn't know the specifics.
Tabata leaving Square.
Yeah, were they trying to turn 15 to like a service or something? Like it seems like they had a lot of content planned over a long time, much longer than for I could potentially see anyone playing that game.
I mean, they
Yeah.
did make a VR fishing game, so sky's the limit.
Yeah, Tabata left for his own company called Luminous Productions.
What was
I'll
the
have to keep
VR
an eye on
fishing
that.
game? I've never heard of that.
It was at what's it called though? It was at E3 though. I remember that.
That'll be his proving ground, really, because a lot of times we associate like the person with the success of the title or the things that made that title great. But then once they go and start their own property, then we'll know. For instance, like Tadashi Satomi from Persona made that really bad game,
Caligula.
You got it.
Thank you, Caligula. And I played the first one, really bad, really hard to play because of just the quality of gameplay. It lags so hard. I've only ever experienced that playing online games with really bad connection. Like to make a game unplayable to the point where I couldn't even get like more than 3 hours into the game because it was just so slow. And then to announce a enhanced version that fixes none of the issues.
So this is a single player, like what, an RPG?
It's a single player Persona like game. It tries really hard to be
Yeah.
Persona 5. And
But it doesn't manage to do any of that
it manages to
correctly.
it almost does it. Like the story when I was playing it, like the part that I was able to get was okay, but like the gameplay, just imagine a game that's I guess meant to run on like I don't know a supercomputer, a quantum computer, because I don't know how why it's so slow and bad. I couldn't even play it, and then I bought the enhanced version. I imported it, thinking this is gonna fix everything. It's it's enhanced. I didn't read the reviews, and I played it, and it was just such a mediocre thing where he just really just I don't. They added a new character, I guess, and that's what qualified it as a HD version or something. And then I read the reviews, and everyone was like, "This is a ripoff." So I guess the story is that just because that Tabata, or I forgot what you said his name is, but just because he left doesn't, and he started his own thing, I don't think we should jump to the conclusion that it's going to be good. Because then we also another good example would be Koji Okada from SMT in general. He left to start his own company, made a game, I believe it's called Jewel Summoner, which was another like SMT like ish game. Didn't do very well. Had a couple other projects that was supposed to turn into a franchise where it was essentially just another SMT where you have jewels that you summon or whatever. And the PSP game got canceled. Then he stopped making those games and became a mobile game developer. And his last game was a gambling game, a series of like poker and whatever, but you play it with anime characters, sprites, and stuff. So, and Cozy was considered like one of the guy that like made SMT what it is. And
That's interesting.
we also have like what's his name, Kazuya Suzuhito or whatever. He is another one of the old Atlas people, and he has his new visual novel that's supposed to come out like next year or the year after, called 13 Birthday or something, 13 Day. And all of them failed, but together they were able to make a good game.
Well, yeah, that's the thing about games is it's not like a book. Like a book is written by one person, it's edited by maybe a couple people, but it's not a lot of people involved. But with a game, you have so many different workflows involved. You have art, you have gameplay, and you have all different features like multiplayer and stuff like that, depending on what kind of game it is. It's not just one name, and we've seen that a million times. Like all the examples you listed. What was it, like Mighty Number 9 came out and was supposed to be associated with some guy, and that was a nightmare.
That's kind of
And,
good though.
like
The guy
it
behind my
just
number 9, he wasn't a developer. He was more like a designer.
sure, but his name was still tacked onto it. You know,
Oh, that's true.
they advertised it as My Number 9 featuring this man. And sometimes it works. A lot of times, though, we see problems like that where just don't subscribe to the cult of personality. You know,
I like
all
that
those
song.
people. What'd you like?
The song with the lyric "Cult of Personality."
That was
I
on
don't want
the
to go too far
GTA
off track.
San Andreas
But,
soundtrack. This is now a
do you
GTA
guys think that's gonna
podcast.
be any good?
What, Glib? I can't hear you. You're underwater.
Oh. I don't want to go too far off track, but do you guys think Bloodstained will be any good since we're on the topic of this?
Oh my!
That was
What?
a little too much.
That's too much? I can't tell, man. I can't tell.
You're good now.
Yeah.
You're good. Whatever you're doing right now is good. But what exactly did you say?
Okay. So I don't want to go too far off track, but do you guys think that Bloodstained will be any good since we're on the topic of this?
Well, it connects because Bloodstained, Castlevania, Smash, Joker podcast.
Exactly.
So
The Belmonts are in Smash. Joker is in Smash. Therefore, Persona is Castlevania. They're the same thing.
based on what I've seen, I'm not a huge Castlevania fan. I liked the old games for like the NES or SNES. Please don't lynch me for not knowing which console it came out for. But I liked those games, not enough to follow the franchise, but the stuff I've seen for that Kickstarter looks interesting or looked interesting. I haven't really kept up with it. What is it supposed to be, just like the old ones? Because that's what it looked like, or is it supposed to be like the old ones and new ones? I don't know.
The gameplay seems like the older ones. The art style, I'm not a fan of the change that they voted on.
What was the change?
They changed to a more realistic style.
As opposed to the
From
gothic
their-
sort of cartoony thing they had going on.
Was it like cartoony? I would say it was like, I don't know, anime-ish.
Well, anime is just a cartoon, but it's Japanese.
Okay, so you're telling me that Astro Boy is just like the Mega Man animated cartoon?
Yes, they're the exact same thing. That's what I'm saying.
Here come the dislikes.
Smash like if you like Mega Man. Smash dislike if you like Astro Boy.
Well, this is neither an Astro Boy nor a Castlevania, nor a Mega Man. I don't know if I just said that podcast.
So back to those domain names.
Yeah, we were just talking about this a minute ago, right?
So, okay.
What's the conclusion here? So the facts we have, Joker in Smash 5, which is on the Switch. Domain names, mysterious.
Yeah, I'm hoping there's a new spinoff, especially with the new DLC for Joker. I'm hoping that'll boost sales for the dancing games in the West and for PQ over in Japan, and we'll get something new instead of getting the same kind of spinoffs we've been getting.
Yeah, plus the with when you have Catherine, you also have the pre-order bonus, which is the Joker. I don't know what he's supposed to be doing necessarily, but I almost kind of feel like that's a test for a potential new game. Because on top of all those different URLs, we also had the questionnaire that asked what kinds of games do we want. Well, almost everything was given already. They said they asked if you wanted a Persona fighting game. They've already kind of confirmed that they're making one. They asked if you wanted a dancing game. They already made those. The other big tasty bits were like a remake of Persona 1, 2, or 3. Then we also have the board game, online game, and get this, Persona 5 shooting game.
There's gonna be a shooter? It's like a rail shooter?
It was just it was an option to vote for on the questionnaire that they
it's a questionnaire. Okay.
I voted for it. I'm not gonna lie. I voted for it. I want one. I want it now.
Sorry, what did you say?
I think they need to, but they have all that new staff that they just hired, and a lot of the veteran staff for Studio Zero. So they need something to practice before they get to another main Persona game, I think.
Yeah, and what better way than to make a shooting game? No, like I'm intrigued, but I just don't understand how that would work. Like, would it be like a rail shooter, or like is it
They
a
should
shoot
take
'em?
all the mechanics
It would have to be like
except for the
they can make.
combat.
What if they make the spiritual successor to Maiken X? Maiken X.
That would
Mocking?
be kind of
Whatever. Is it
cool.
Maiken? Okay.
Though
What if they
Kaneko, though?
bring it back? You know? Wouldn't
I
that
would
be
love
sick?
that.
If
That like
Kaneko's there, I'm down. But if he's not, I'm not.
is if what a who?
If Kaneko's there,
Oh, he's dead. Like
He's never coming back.
I don't want
This
it.
just in, Kazuma Kaneko has deceased. Is that his name? Kazuma Kaneko?
the more wrong
Big
you
fan.
pronounce it, the more better it gets.
Yeah, Kachimo Kaneko has passed away at the age of 950.
I
The
mean,
ColecoVision.
he's definitely done with. Just look at everything. Look at his relationship with the games. Like they're using a script. They had like loose supervision, right? What do they even do with in terms of approval process with Strange Journey Redux? Do they just go, oh, he would have liked it if we added a half and half Zeus. He would have liked a lolly Demeter. Like I don't think there's even any kind of real say in that in terms of Kazuma Kanuko.
I mean, he's an employee of Atlas, right? He's not a shareholder. He's not an executive. Is he even an employee there anymore?
Wait, isn't he an executive?
He is credited.
Alright.
I know that for sure, but I'm
So-
not sure if he's a.
yeah, he's credited for like everything, but if you look at his credits for the last couple of games, it's always just demon designs or they'll give him something related to art, not necessarily any kind of producer or any other big league role. One of the
I'm being
weird
mistaken, but I think he was credited for story on 4, I think, but I'm not sure.
that's because he wrote like what was it like a big script, a really long script that they took pieces of, I guess, right? Spider, I think you know a little more about this than I do.
Yeah, apparently it was the equivalent of 8 light novels or something. It's a long script. There's excerpts on someone's blog about the beginning of each of the arcs. 2 major arcs, anyways. Destruction and creation or something. I forgot.
How much of that carried over to 4? I've never heard of that.
If you read them, it seems like quite a bit. The creation or rebirth one or something is almost word for word the beginning of just 4's opening scene.
Which is probably why it's so solid. I don't know.
True.
Kaneko the God wrote it.
But then if you look, so that's that, right? Glib, which you talked about, that came out like 2012.
Yeah.
Like he's dead. when the last SMT related thing you do is promote a SMT like game that has a ripoff of Igor, I don't think you care about SMT anymore.
What is that referencing for the folks at home?
The Lost Child, a game that came out for the PlayStation 4 and the Vita last year. I started it, but it's very mediocre. I wouldn't recommend it unless you just really have a game or a desire to play something like SMT, but you don't want to have as much fun.
Oh, I
Not
was
as much
actually
fun.
really interested in that.
Okay, well, I mean, in terms of if you had to choose between Caligula and Lost Child, at least Lost Child is playable. Caligula is what you would give to people who are in Guantanamo Bay or something, and you want them to talk.
Wow.
The deep cut.
But yeah, I think that Kaneko's done. I know I've seen people say that he's like a creator of Atlas, like he helped develop the company or something, which doesn't make sense because Atlas was founded, then he joined after. But
He joined like MT2, right?
yeah, MT2 is his first role doing anything, or in terms of with Atlas. He worked with another company doing some other game. I forget my Kaneko lore, but in terms of like his stake at Atlas, I don't know what he does because if he is an executive person, he doesn't get credited for that, and they don't really list, oh, these are the people behind the scenes who work with Atlas, and if they did, then maybe he would be on that. But he's not.
Well,
Like
it goes back to what we're saying about it being a collaborative process. A lot of people involved.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, they talk a lot about how open the air is for talking about the games or bringing ideas to the table within the teams. Like it's very open. It's not just you get this and you get this and you do this kind of thing.
Yeah, like you can read that even in the art books. Like I remember in the SMT4 art book, like Doi talked to like everybody, like people who was working under him, even just like, oh, does this look good? I mean, could be just he's an insecure artist maybe, but just that is telling of like a more collaborative effort. And then even if you look at the blogs for Studio Zero, it seems like they're having jolly good fun. I mean, they're mostly playing board games, but they're probably going to make a game.
Well, it's a good study for going back to the roots of how RPGs developed, like with wizardry and all that stuff.
Which they haven't uploaded anything to their blog in a while, right?
They're keeping hush hush until Catherine comes up. They'll get an announcement then.
Which
Okay,
reminds me, sorry,
Catherine Full Body. Would you like
I
to
looked
see
them up,
this title?
and the first game he did was for Atlas.
No.
And also,
go on, sorry.
and this is from an old interview from like 2006, but it says he wasn't. He says he is an employee at that time, so maybe he still is. I don't know. It's like 12 years ago though, so I don't know.
I'm gonna refute that his first game was a Atlas game because I know for sure it wasn't. Like
It's
I know
called
that.
King of Kings. I looked it up.
Oh, okay,
It's on
never mind. You're
Wikipedia.
right. That's a game. So me dumb. I was just okay, whatever. I guess I'm not a true Megatennists.
You're just a noob.
He had some previous jobs before Atlas, but I don't know about gaming. I know he was an animator. He worked on Care Bears and Transformers.
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
Did true.
Did that Transformers had like a good effect on his like like love for like machines or something? Is that why he did the thing with Zone of the Enders and stuff?
I don't know.
It's pretty hard. It's pretty hard lane switch, right? Going from Care Bears to demons.
One would argue they're basically the same.
Yeah. You should be able to summon Care Bears. That'd be cool.
I wonder why he doesn't make a he doesn't make like a parody demon, or he didn't make one, or maybe he did. Who knows? His art books are so like voluminous. I should stop using words I can't pronounce. Voluminous, right?
There you go. That's pretty good. So do you mean a joke demon just in his personal art, or that he pushes into the real game?
Pushes, because he has like so many Stephen King demons. He has the little kid from the one with the little kid Pet Cemetery, and he even has the car from Pet Cemetery, the little kid that dies and gets cemeteried, comes back.
Well, you just spoiled this Pet Cemetery for everyone. Thank you.
Well, I mean, you could spoil it by just saying this line: "Some things are better dead. Sometimes dead is better."
The car from Christine too.
Yeah, the car from Christine.
That'd be a good demon. Just a car.
It exists already. That's what we're saying.
Yeah. Well, has that been in any games?
Yeah, actually.
Summon car. Which one?
I don't remember which one.
Chris is in 2 if and Gaiten with all the other words after Gaiten.
Well, I haven't gotten through if all the way, so I haven't run into it yet, and I haven't played 2 yet, so that's probably why I didn't know.
Okay, sorry I spoiled your experience.
No, it's fine. I knew about his existence.
But yeah, he should have made a Care Bear, or maybe Jack Frost is owed to Care Bears, for all we know.
I mean, chemtrails is like, that's like the equivalent of like a meme demon, right?
Yeah,
Urban legend. I think that fits in with some of the others, like Alice.
But
sort of, but like chemtrails is like much more of like a joke.
Yeah.
I would hope. I mean, maybe I'm misjudging the social climate, but
all I'm saying is that demon design is actually one of my favorite new demon designs. I don't know why. It's just so amazing to me.
it looks awesome. It looks ridiculous and awesome. And the fact that it's supposed to represent chemtrails is even better. But yeah, if anyone's listening, please go try to recruit chemtrails in your party. It'll totally work out great.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh yes. Please try.
There, before we started talking about that, what was the thing that you were asking before we like the huge like Kaneko digression? I don't remember.
I think you with Catherine maybe.
Oh, right. Okay.
Catherine.
Yeah. With Catherine, they're sorry, they're releasing a collector's edition, right? Which usually usually the way it goes is the Japanese version is super legit, and then we'll get like a third of it, and most of it will be removed because we don't understand or because it's referencing things that wouldn't make sense to us. For instance, Strange Journey Redux had like that gigantic soundtrack, and we didn't get anything. We got the game, and that was the collector's edition, was just getting a game at all.
Ouch.
With Catherine, I mean, yeah, there's no confirmation that it's coming out, but it definitely is coming out in America. They showed that their collector's edition has like the soundtrack, it has this art book, right? And going in, I kind of thought they were going to be kind of garbage, but the soundtrack is actually the old game soundtrack, then arranged version of that, then the new soundtrack with a new song or a couple new songs. Like, I don't know what they mean by that. My Japanese is not like the best. And then the last CD is like a series of like interviews and like just cool like commentary. It's like a commentary disc. And
is that the one with all the different voice actresses for Catherine too?
I think it sounds like it's gonna be like, yeah, a thing where it says round table, so I guess it's gonna be like all the voice actors talking about something, and then there's one that just like commentary, so I guess that's gonna be them talking about the game, and maybe that might be the big wigs, that might be Meguro and like Sojima and them talking about stuff, and there's like 5 tracks on there, so that's gonna be super cool. It's definitely not going to come to America because no one's going to be able to understand it. But I'm hoping that what's going to happen is some fan is going to upload it, and then some bigger fan will translate it all, because like the audio interviews tend to kind of leave a lot more tasty information that we don't get otherwise, you know?
That's interesting. So if you're listening at home and you know Japanese and you care about anything that he just said, please import that CD, listen to it, transcribe everything, translate it, put it up on the internet for us. Thank you.
Yeah, don't do like the Nocturne drama CD and only translate part of it, because that hurts. That physically hurts. And then I guess the last cool thing about the art are the collector's edition is the art book. The art book is cool because what makes Sojima's art books amazing, I guess, is really what I'm trying to say, is that Sojima does a thing where the art books show prototypes and sketches, not just the finished work like all the Kaneko books. It's really interesting to see how the characters evolve. Doi does this too with the Apocalypse art book, but like you get to see how Rin changed. The new Catherine, or I don't know what the Q Catherine, and her initial design.
Is fine.
Yeah, have you seen her prototype design though?
Yeah, I prefer her prototype design by far. That seems to be a theme with me, though. A lot of the prototype designs for Apocalypse I prefer as well.
With Apocalypse, I feel like it's just because he made a design that was like kind of like his own thing, and then he'd made like a pander design that was like so generic or less like special feeling.
Yeah, for the Apocalypse one, he looked like a Skies of Arcadia character or something, right? He had like a weird like leather helmet.
Yeah, he had that. It was like it was weird. It was like an aviator's cap, and then he basically looked like Asahi's dad, but like cool, very very like what I would imagine when I think of like SMT protagonist. Then you get.
And then they made him into like a John Lennon twink sort of thing.
He really looks like Akira from 4 in Blasted Akira.
Yeah, you're right.
I think that was probably, well, we're not going to get into spoilers.
But that, yeah. So then, oh, by the way, that's Doi that did Apocalypse. I don't want to confuse the people,
right? Because you hate him.
No, I like Doi. I just think if Doi and Sojima had a battle, Sojima would probably win. Physical and like just like emotional, spiritual.
Okay, I was gonna say, what kind of fight are they having?
Because I mean, even though it's weird, because if you watch the documentary thing about Sojima, you also see that he's super reclusive and he's a harsh critic of his own art, which you think would mean that he would fix the neck issue where he draws like giraffe necks, but I guess that's not something he's particularly concerned about.
Who draws giraffe necks?
Sojima.
Oh, okay.
If you do you not know the weaknesses? It's cankles for Kaneko. Well, one of the things is cankles for Kaneko. Then it's anatomy for everybody, but in particular Yasuda, who did Devil Survivor. And then it's giraffe necks for Sojima. And what was Doi's? Like just everything is bad, I think.
No, people say hair, but Flint's helmet hair is definitely on purpose. It's not a lack of ability.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. I think
if anything, I think Doi's weakness is lighting. His lighting is kind of random.
He does the that generic. I don't really understand lighting, but if I put shading, then people will know that it's real. I guess. I don't
about Mermaid.
Oh, Mermaid is fine. If you look at her prototypes, the prototypes are better. Like with everything else Doi does, I guess. I don't know why she exists the way she does in her final design. Just to pander.
I like the flaming skulls. I think without the flaming skulls, it'd be bad. But you add those in, it's not bad.
Yeah, I'm okay with Mermaid's design. I actually like the finished one.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only real bad designs that actually call out to me is basically just like Demeter. She's the only one that I'm like, please don't do that.
I don't even dislike her design. I just dislike that she's Demeter and not Persephone.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only thing.
Sure.
Well, one of the only things.
That slot is taken, sadly.
We could just redesign. I don't know.
The only door design I really like is Satan, but other than that, they all seem kind of boring to me. Other than I guess Odin, like he's more like cool, but he doesn't really fit Odin to me.
What?
You're talking about Apocalypse Satan specifically?
Oh yeah.
Red Dragon Satan?
Yeah, he's like a weird like rock monster with a bunch of heads. I don't really like that.
I think he tried to go off like the biblical description of him or something.
He did. He talks about it in an interview. He also was trying to move away from Harlot's depiction of the Beast of Revelations.
Oh, right.
So he didn't have it easy with that design.
Sure.
His
I don't hate it, but it's going up against the other Satan design, which is awesome.
It one
makes no sense. It looks like Alien. It looks like the Queen Alien.
Maybe that's what it's supposed to be. Maybe. Okay. I feel like most of Kaneko's designs are either straight up like just copying a famous depiction of the character, combining things that are like Western that he likes, or I guess the last one is just making a lightning Zeus. When it comes to that, I guess I think that like that Satan was probably he just was like, oh man, I really like Alien. From Alien, I'm gonna like do that, but then I also want it to be Satan a little bit because it just I don't know.
I'd be disappointed if that were the rationale.
I mean, I don't see much Satan in it, but I do really like the design.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But it's
so ridiculous.
Not one of the more faithful designs.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But I guess I'm like really scratching my head trying to figure out a weakness for Dora. It's just like I guess not all of them are very memorable.
I guess sometimes his side view faces can have some weird anatomy, like with Walter.
Oh yeah, you're right. His expressions are also kind of weird, but then like going up against Kaneko, who like can't do expressions, in my opinion.
He can do smug really well.
Yeah, smug and having a weird like one color on your lip and then not a color on the other lip.
Smug and like that weird face that you make when you're holding in a fart, I guess.
That was his art study.
I mean, he doesn't like art. That's the other thing. I'm like, you could tell that his designs aren't really him thinking creatively all the time because he doesn't particularly like drawing. So then that's kind of what happens when you're just like a technical artist, I guess. You just take things, combine them together, and that's it. But I guess we will wrap it up here. If you liked this episode, then please tell your friends. I think if you're a Megaten fan, then you probably don't have a lot of those.
Wow. First episode already negging our faithful listeners. If you're listening, just know I have your back. He doesn't.
No, don't do that. He's essentially the Lucifer of this, and Spider is like the neutral person, I guess, and then Glib is never coming back again because he doesn't have a microphone.
Hello?
Owned.
I'm getting the mic, okay? I shall be back. I will return.
Okay, so
yeah, we'll see about that.
If you want Glib to have a
Marvel
mic, no, stop. You sound like you're underwater. If you want Glib to have a mic, please subscribe, I guess. Don't know where this is gonna go, but I guess it's gonna go on my YouTube channel. So again, I'm LaRue, and this is Spider.
Hi.
And this is Neb.
Hello, and thank you for joining us tonight for our wonderful evening of discussing disparate and various topics.
I got a quick question. Maybe it's for the fans too. I don't know. But how often will this be?
Whenever we want.
This might be the last one. We don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get a mic by.
You're cursing it already. You just ruined it.
Oh,
so
okay.
at best, like honestly, I was thinking maybe bi-weekly or once a month. I know that sounds like a really bad schedule because that's so like sparse, but then we have a franchise that we get one game every like 1,000 years, except this year where we got like 20 games. I think that's a good like optimistic version. I think we're gonna probably end up doing once a month though, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean we'll talk when we have content to talk about, you know? If there's nothing to talk about, nothing to talk about.
Oh, I could make up stuff. We can talk more about Doi. Let's do it.
Oh God, no. All right. I thank you very much for listening to this and wasting your very valuable time.